I'm sure many of the viewers of this channel are big fans of the legendary movie Zulu, but something that always bugged me was Colour Sergeant Bourne's medals. Although superbly played by the actor Nigel Green in the movie, one thing that always distracted me was seeing some outrageously wrong medals displayed on his manly chest. So today we're going to break down first what those erroneous medals were in the movie, and second, what actual awards were given to Frank Bourne during his life. So let's start with the biggest medal clanger of the movie, the India Army Temperance Medal. At the time, drinking was a big issue for the Victorian Army. From the 1850s, regimental and garrison temperance associations have been established to combat high rates of drunkenness and encourage and reward temperance towards alcohol within the British Army. For more information, please watch my Boozing British Soldiers in India video. The variation of the Army Temperance Medal that Frank Bourne seems to wear in the movie is the 1897 Army Temperance Medal that was issued to troops in India. The obverse states, "Watch and be sober," and the reverse shows an illustration of a palm tree and two Indian ladies carrying water with pots on their head. The ribbon seems a mess in the movie, so goodness knows where it's come from in the props department, but I believe the medal is suspended from a loose ring through which passes a dark blue corded silk ribbon with white edges for the actual real Army Temperance Medal. In my opinion, that whole medal setup in the movie is just a horror. Now on to the second medal clanger, the Ashanti Medal. Located in modern-day Ghana, the Ashanti War of 1874, also known as the Third Anglo-Ashanti War, was a significant conflict between the British Empire and the Ashanti Empire in West Africa. This war was part of a series of Anglo-Ashanti wars that took place between 1824 and 1900. The conflict began in December 1873 when the Ashanti tribe invaded the British Protectorate on the Gold Coast in modern-day Ghana. The British responded with a military expedition led by Major General Sir Garnet Wolseley. As you can see, the Imperial troops involved did not include the 24th Foot. Also bear in mind the Ashanti War occurred during 1873-1874. During Rorke's Drift, Colour Sergeant Bourne was 24 years old, so he would have had to have been around 18 years old to participate in the Ashanti War, and also not have been in the 24th Regiment, unless for some wild reason he was attached to the expedition as a signaller or something, which was very, very, very unlikely. The campaign was conducted in difficult and hostile terrain, requiring the building of a road through dense rainforest, the construction of telegraph posts, various camps, bridges, and staging posts. The tactics, techniques, and procedures outlined in the Ashanti War remind me very much of the latter stages of the Burma War in the 1880s, which, as we shall see, Frank Bourne does participate in. One of the pivotal battles was the Battle of Amorphal on January 31st, 1874, where British forces defeated the Ashanti army. The Ashanti were then forced to surrender and the war was wrapped up in February 1874. This in turn solidified British control of the Gold Coast. On the medal itself, the obverse shows a veiled profile of Queen Victoria, and the reverse, designed by Sir Edwin Poynter, shows a jungle skirmish between Ashanti warriors and British soldiers. The ribbon is yellow with black stripes at the sides and two narrow black stripes towards the centre. Sometimes those two narrow stripes can appear slightly green in modern ribbons. So with all the wrong medals out the way, let's go on to discuss Frank Bourne's real and earned medals. Over the course of his career, Frank Bourne earned 4 medals: a South Africa Medal, 1877 to 1879 clasp, an Indian General Service 1854 Medal with a Burma 1887 to 89 clasp, a Distinguished Conduct Medal for his actions at Rorke's Drift, and finally an Order of the British Empire. Let's delve into each medal. So we'll cover Frank Bourne's first campaign medal, which is the South Africa Medal, and sometimes colloquially known as the Zulu Medal. The 2nd Battalion 24th Foot had been out in South Africa for a couple of years prior to the Zulu War and had participated in the smaller frontier war which occurred earlier. Hence the 1877 8-9 clasp entitlement to Frank Bourne, rather than just the 1879 clasp that was given to later arrivals, especially during the second invasion of Zululand. The obverse design of the medal is Queen Victoria, who looks still young even though she was middle-aged at the time, and the reverse is an African lion crouching in submission behind a protea shrub. It is the same as the 1854 South Africa medal, but has a Zulu shield and 4 crossed assegais covering a date that was written there before. The ribbon is gold with broad, narrow, deep blue stripes towards each end. Incidentally, a South Africa medal awarded to a Rorke Drift participant is so rare and one of the most expensive campaign medals, if not the most expensive campaign medal going. It can fetch from £35,000 or over $40,000. So that's over 40 times the price of an average South African Zulu War campaign medal that may have been issued to a normal serving British soldier. During the Battle of Rorke Drift, Colour Sergeant Bourne earned his Distinguished Conduct Medal, which is a gallantry award. The Distinguished Conduct Medal is a gallantry award that was instituted in 1854 specifically for other ranks, i.e. non-officers. It is below a Victoria Cross. When Bourne was awarded it, it came with an annual annuity of £10 a year, or roughly about £1,500 to £1,600 in today's money. The Distinguished Conduct Medal, or DCM, was always named, and after 1881 had the date of the act of gallantry in the field etched on them for around 20 years until it phased out. Clasps or bars were also given for any subsequent awards. These can fetch around £10,000 or $12,000 to $13,000 for DCMs awarded during the Zulu campaign. The obverse is a trophy of arms, but after 1902 was changed to the reigning monarch. The reverse states, for distinguished conduct in the field. The ribbon is crimson with a dark blue central line. The disaster in Isand Luana and the desperate defence of Rorke Drift forced the British commander, Lord Chelmsford, to withdraw British forces from Zululand and regroup and plan a second invasion. If you're interested in learning more about the second invasion of Zululand, I have a video on Frederick Crack, a Royal Engineer who participated in that and many other things. So we've covered Frank Bourne's South Africa medal, his Distinguished Conduct Medal. Now let's go on to his third medal, which is also a campaign medal like the South Africa medal, and that's the IGS, India General Service Medal, 1854. The India General Service Medal 1854, or IGS 54, was issued between the dates of 1849 to 1895 for a series of minor campaigns within India or the vicinity of India. So the IGS 54 was issued with a clasp for the Burma War, which occurred in 1885 and continued as a guerrilla insurgency until it fizzled out in 1892. The obverse shows a portrait of the young Queen Victoria, very similar to the South Africa medal. Surrounding the head is the inscription Victoria Regina. The reverse depicts victory, crowning a seated warrior with a laurel wreath. In the space below the central design are lotus flowers and leaves. The ribbon divided into 5 stripes, 3 red and 2 dark blue. The Third Anglo-Burmese War, also known as the Third Burma War, took place during November 1885, with sporadic resistance continuing into 1887 and also beyond. It resulted in Burma being annexed by the British Empire. After a swift victory in November and the unconditional surrender of the Burmese government, a low-level insurgency and guerrilla campaign would continue in the rural areas, leading to the British having to send out reinforcements from India to quell the troubles. The British would not properly pacify Burma until around 1892. Interestingly, Frank Bourne's clasp on his IGS 54 states 1887 to 89, so it appears at least him or his regiment were dispatched as reinforcements from India to the Burma campaign as the insurgency continued. Finally, an OBE, or Officer of the Order of the British Empire, was awarded to Frank Bourne after he rejoined the army in World War I as a lieutenant colonel and became an adjutant at the School of Musketry in Dublin, training around 10,000 British and Irish marksmen over the course of the war. An OBE is a British honour awarded to individuals for their significant contribution to the arts, sciences, charity and public service. It is one of the 5 classes within the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. The OBE is the second rank in this order, and recipients can use the letters OBE after their names. This honour is part of a system which was established in 1917 by King George V to recognise outstanding service to the British Empire. The medal is a star of 4 large points and 4 minor points in chipped silver with the enamelled medallion superimposed. So in summary, we've covered the Army Temperance Medal and the Ashanti Medal, which were 2 fake medals given to Frank Bourne in the movie Zulu. And we've also covered his real medals that were awarded to him during his lifetime. That is, the South Africa Campaign Medal, the Distinguished Conduct Medal, the IGS 54, which is his second campaign medal, and the Order of the British Empire, the OBE. I hope you found some value in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.